So day 2 of yoga in the books. I'm using my podcast setup. Why not? I'm at home right here. I just practice right behind me here. So I don't know how long, if you're joining me, hopefully you're joining me. If you are, I don't know how long it's taking for you. It took me about 20 minutes to get through that little session of yoga. It's amazing. I used to do an hour and a half of yoga. That seems like a long time, especially if you're new to yoga, you're a beginner. Some of the when I was teaching, sometimes I would do hour sessions, but an hour and a half is generally how long the classes were when I was taking classes with my teachers. So 20 minutes isn't very much, but I mean, I would say even for me, someone who practiced yoga before, it's been a long time. So I would say I'm even still kind of in the beginner category at this point, because it's been many, many years since I've practiced yoga. 20 minutes is great. I mean, I feel amazing. Just in 20 minutes, I feel incredibly centered. My mind is calm. My nerves feel rejuvenated. Body feels good. It's amazing how much more you can feel your body. You can feel all the little different places in your body. You know, your blood gets oxygenated. It's a very healing process for the body. It's really good for the body. So it feels great. I'm glad I'm doing it. I'm glad I'm doing this challenge. Tomorrow it's holding the breath for holding the postures for 9 breaths as opposed to 6 breaths. I like using breaths as my timer. So, you know, if you're in a pose and your breath is a little shorter because it's a little more challenging, you're going to hold it for the right amount of time for you. Some people, you know, use timers, but I prefer to hold the poses as long as my breath is. So 6 breaths is how long I hold the pose. So once I get into the pose, I'm holding it for 6 breaths. So tomorrow increases to 9 breaths and then 12 breaths. I'd say by the time I get to the end of this, I'm going to be doing about an hour session based on the challenges that I laid out yesterday. But this was a great practice today. I feel just as good as I did yesterday. It feels amazing. I feel centered. Tomorrow, I want to practice doing the postures and then doing meditation right after. I was going to do that today, but we recorded our podcast today, so didn't have the opportunity to do that. So tomorrow I'm going to do that, and I want to see how that feels, if it changes the meditation in any way, which I do believe it will. I think I'll have a little bit more clear mind. The body will be a little bit more flexible, so I should be able to sit longer, more comfortably. But yeah, today was really great. This is an incredible practice. I encourage you to join me on this. Yoga isn't just about the body. It is about the mind as well, and centering those two, especially if you're practicing the concentration aspect of yoga and you're really paying attention to how your body feels and how it feels in the alignment within each pose. There's something to that. Your mind really can't drift. So it forces you into sort of this meditative mind, this concentration mind, and you end up on the other side of it with a lot more clarity. It's amazing, right? It's like similar to running or doing any kind of sport. When you're focused in on that sport, you're not thinking. Some people, sports people will say it's about like being in the zone. There's this really great power when you're in that zone. And that's how you feel on the other side of a yoga practice. You just feel like you are way more centered. You're way more capable. I don't know if I'm using all the right words, but it does feel that way. You know, there's no weight of the world on you. Again, I hope you're joining me. If you want to get into the practice, and this is the first time you're watching this video and you're like, oh, day 2, I missed day 1. Then check out day 1. Please do that. But also check out the video that I put out teaching the exact practice that I'm doing for this entire week. And then watch day 1 to see what I'm doing to increase it and make it a challenge. It's a great practice. So day 2 in the books. I will talk to you guys tomorrow when I increase to 9, holding the poses for a little bit longer, 9 breaths. And we'll see how that feels. Today, I mean, even with the 6 breaths, I was pretty shaky in some of the standing poses, especially Virabhadrasana 2, which is Warrior 2. That pose is challenging. It's a challenging pose. And you start to shake a little bit. Your legs are shaking. They feel like jelly. So even after 20 minutes, my legs feel like jelly. I'm rambling. I just enjoy it. Yoga postures. They're really great. All right. So that's it. Last time I'm going to say it. Day 2 in the books. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for joining me on this journey. You guys are awesome. You're the reason why I'm doing this. Well, there's other reasons why I'm doing this. I actually really enjoy doing it. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you.